Hey, what's up, guys? This is Showtime from Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. All right. So today we're going to talk about a serious topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So we're going to talk about it anyways, and that's Peds and AAS in sports. They're known as performance-enhancing drugs or anabolic steroids. So the right thing to do, okay, at any age, unless you're hormone deficient, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit too, is obviously not take them. Here's the reason: if you have normal levels, or better yet, naturally high levels, you know, um, then that's good, and technically, to gain size, to gain strength, to be above average, everything, and still look like a superhero, right? Especially if you put your time in, pay your dues, do it for 2 to 10 years. You could be a freak, strength-wise, size-wise, physique-wise, especially if your nutrition dialed in, with nothing other than just normal food and minor supplementation or no supplementation. Because, in my opinion, unless you're calorie deficient, you need to slam these protein or meal replacement drinks in order to get your macros in. You don't need supplements. There's very few of them that are even any good out there anyways, because they work 5 to 25% as well as the Peds and the AAS, and a lot of them that are food based. You can get in your foods if you're getting enough nutrition, so not necessary, right? So being a supplement distributor, it's bad for me to say that, right? I want you to go online, order my product, and everything else, but I shoot it to you straight. But there are times, of course, where it is necessary. And pre-workout, I still pump that up in a good multivite, regardless if you get your proper nutrition or not. Multivites fill in the cracks. Pre-workout kind of gets you amped up if you're not really in the mood, and if you're tolerable to stimulants, and there's other ones out there that don't have the stimulants in them, right? Not that I sell, but they're out there. The shotgun, NO shotgun with the without the stimulants, okay? That's a pre-workout that won't get you jittery or amped up, things like that. But they also come with the that same one, the shotgun. It comes with the stimulant too, if you need that kick. As far as, this is going to piss people off, right? Because I'm very honest. As far as the danger of everything, man, it depends. I think anything in moderation, if you're in good health, is, I'm not going to say okay, but you're going to, especially if you got a healthy lifestyle, you're probably going to be okay? But again, I'm not a doctor, right? You got to talk to your doctor about this stuff. You got to do your research before you even make a decision on this calculated risk. And the other thing you got to really remember, man, once you cross that line, it's going to be hard to come back and try to be natural again, especially when you're producing the same as a little girl. And the anabolic doc even says sometimes you can't get your test stimulated again once you come off. And girls get all kinds of, I shouldn't say girls, because girls shouldn't take it. Women sometimes will have irreversible things like a lower voice and everything else, even on the, there's even been cases of the minor stuff like the VAR where I've heard that women have had a deepened voice. Whether that's true or not, I don't fucking know. Okay, case by case basis, obviously, how long they're on it, how much the dose, all that good shit. Lots of examples I can give you guys of natural athletes who have rocked it, who don't take nothing illegal. Ben Matheson's won multiple titles in powerlifting and bodybuilding, top 3 in freaking strongman competitions. Another one's my dad, and I did say in a previous post he's never touched them. That's not 100% true. Back in the day when he was in college, he weighed 220, and he's very honest with everybody, including his students. He's told all his students this. He's told me this since a little kid, and freaking told me he'd yell and scream at me if I ever took him, right? Said that he took him because the trainer put him on it. It was before he knew what they were all about. He was 220, playing defensive tackle for Portland State University. They put him on, it's before they were illegal and stuff, just D-ball, 5 millis a day, 30 days. So that's super low dosage. Doesn't even count. It's still all natural, but anyways, one tab of 5 millis of D-ball a day for 30 days. He went from, and he didn't really know what he's doing with the weights at that time either. He didn't really know about the bench press stuff. He was just doing militaries. Went from 220 to 250 in a month, and that's, again, this one kind, 5 millis a day. And he went from, I don't know what he was pressing before, but he was doing 315 for reps easy on the military press with 3 plates on each side, and just playing around, because at that time, before he met Jerry Hill, he didn't even know how to do the powerlifting and all that stuff. Jerry Hill had to teach him. Then he got really good. But again, once he got up to that 250, it might even been 255, I'm not sure. It was either 30 to 35 pounds of muscle. It was 220 to 250 or 255. And he was winded by halftime, and he just wasn't used to carrying the weight around. It wasn't because he was fat. He thought he was fat because he got the puffy stuff, because you know how you get the water retention from the D-ball. Those of you who know what D-ball is and what it does. So he quit taking it, and he still kept 10 pounds. He dropped to 230. His cardio came back, and finished out the season. He broke his leg and finished out the game with the broken leg one time because he didn't want to lose a spot. And then he finished the whole season with that leg issue. But that was the only time he's ever taken it. And he went back and ended up, back in the day it was really unfair. They had tested, non-tested, all in the same thing. So there was no tested. It was everything goes. There were not even the age divisions. So all through his 20s, him and Bill Savage would place usually second or third at the best, and sometimes they wouldn't even get a trophy because these other guys were juicing and taking the D-ball and this and that and the other thing, and it was mostly just D-ball back then, so there really wasn't even that much around, but it still really helped and it really worked. And so, they'd meet one guy at a meet, they were blowing away 20, 50 pounds, come back to the next meet, the guy was beating them by 50 pounds. It's like, there's a 100-pound swing, okay? So yeah, it works, and so they got tired of it and quit the sport of powerlifting. And then I got my dad back into it in his 40s because the creatine worked really well for him. And he was doing, it's just a blend of 4 different amino acids. He had to consult with doctors. He went to the pharmacist. He didn't trust me, okay? He was worried about, what am I putting in my body? This is getting me really fast gains. I'm going to make sure it's not a steroid. And the pharmacist laughed and he said, no, it's just a blend of 4 different amino acids. That's all it is. As long as you drink enough water, it won't hurt you. It's just a food. So we'll pause this for a second. So he was then did my system. He was overtraining too. I'll get into that in a different video. But he was overtraining, training everything heavy, bench press. I was talking about in this video. What the hell? Bench press heavy Monday, Wednesday, as heavy as he can go. 400 plus pounds Monday, Wednesday, and then his off day, his light day, was 10 sets of 10 with 225, and then he would do heavy squat, heavy deadlift Tuesday, Thursday. What's over training? I was in his 20s and 30s. Plus, he'd run 2 miles on Tuesday, 2 miles on Thursday, and 6 miles on 12 miles on Saturday, and then he would, or sometimes 6, and then he would sometimes run 5 miles 2 to 5 times a week instead of the 2 miles, depending on what he had going. And he ended up in his 40s and 50s, picking up 12 world titles in the deadlift. His best was when he was 56 years old at 668 pounds, and he was training each body part with the power bodybuilding system that I do once a week. And his gains were, his strength was much better in his 40s and 50s than they were in his 20s and 30s because he wasn't overtraining anymore. And he did Wobble, which is drug tested, so he didn't have to compete against steroid guys anymore. So The results are there. Now there's no excuse for, well, I have to do it to be competitive. If you want to compete in natural divisions, they're out there. Some better than others. You got to research, because other ones it's like, are you on anabolic steroids? And you say no, and then they say, oh, thank God, right? It's not a legit federation. But then there's others that they're straight up, man. Do one little thing, you get banned for life, or banned for 5 or 10 years is a big deal. So you can't fuck up. So you have to be natural. And the ones that go into those really solid ones that try really, really hard to keep everybody clean, the ones that cheat, that's just bullshit. There's no need to do that. There's plenty of drug shows out there. You don't need to compete in the clean ones that are really trying to keep it clean. Don't go take those guys as trophies. That's wrong. But yeah, it can be done. I know a lot of people who, and Andre Galloway, he's the natural bodybuilder of, he's the natural Arnold Schwarzenegger bodybuilding. He's the Arnold Schwarzenegger natural bodybuilding, I should say. So there's definitely some guys out there who, Chad Martin's another one, multiple titles, steroid free. And don't take anything, don't be judgmental, man. The ones that are out there busting their asses, grinding, been 10, 20 years into the thing, you don't know their story, man. Those guys that are still winning shows, championships, and they're doing the non-tested, they're still the best athletes in the world, or their state, or wherever they're competing at, because they're on the same playing field. It's like saying somebody wins a car race, right? Indy 500, whatever else, and they say, oh, he won because he had a car. Well, everybody else had a fucking car too, so everybody else should walk. Doesn't make sense. It's all in the same rules, same advantages, disadvantages, you know. Best one wins, right? So it's the same thing. All under one set of rules, and that's one thing you have to realize. Shoot, people who golf and do tennis and basketball, football, all these other things, a lot of them are doing Peds and AAS and everything else. Now, where they come in appropriately with risk to benefit ratios, some people think are more health benefits than risks, is people with low testosterone, in their 40s and 50s and above, right? Because their T levels are in the toilet. And I'm all for that on a personal level, and other people are against it. That's on your moral code, your ethics, you know. That's on you. So you got to make that decision for yourself. But all it's doing is getting the levels normal. I mean, they don't even give you enough to have any kind of an advantage. They give you way too low a dose. They give you only like 100 or 200 millis every 10 to 14 days. It's nothing. But if it brings your levels from 0 or 43 or 77, when they need to be 300 to 1100, and it brings it up to 300, 400, 700, 600, whatever it brings it up to for you, then so be it. It's better. It's better than nothing, right? So again, you got to make your own choices in life. There's no need to be judgmental, because most people are drug addicts anyways. If you do more than, you know, a cup of coffee a day, and you slam energy drinks and soda pop with caffeine in it and stuff, then you're doing drugs. You're doing caffeine, and in more than moderation. What? And if you're doing, you know, aspirin is a drug, alcohol is a drug that's widely abused by a lot of people. Cigarettes, you know, those things, they're all drugs. Well, they're legal. Well, so what? If they're more harmful than most AAS and Peds, if you abuse them, again, moderation is key. Alcohol, if you don't get behind the wheel and drive in moderation, probably not that unhealthy for you. It's health benefits even to a glass of wine a day and stuff they're finding. So, and that's been the research for years, right? So, again, moderation is key. You know, don't point the finger at people. You have 3 pointed back at you. Even eating too many of the wrong foods is completely dangerous. Dorian Yates, he said that him taking anabolics for 12 years was safer than 1 month of someone abusing McDonald's. like that guy in Super Size Me, right? I tend to agree with that. People get clogged arteries, heart attacks all the time from eating nasty fried foods, fast foods, things like that, and then on top of that they don't exercise. Okay, they might smoke and drink on top of it. And there's a heart attack waiting to happen, right? So again, don't judge people. Take care of your own backyard. They'll take care of those, unless they're causing other people to get hurt. Chimos, snitches, rapos, right? You put them in the ground. Well, we should, anyways. We got to change the laws on some of this stuff. But other than that, if nobody's hurting nobody, leave them the hell alone, right? They don't steal nothing from nobody. Ain't no big deal. And theft isn't death penalty, but it's a piece of shit thing to do. Steal what's not yours, right? That's common sense. That's integrity. That's character. You don't take nothing that's not yours. Okay, you gotta earn it. Pay for it, earn it, whatever it is. Don't steal it. All right, this has been Showtime from Showtime Shred to Fitness. It's been a little long on this, but it's I think long overdue, because a lot of people they totally get the wrong picture when they come to things. They think, all right, back in the day, man, athletes 5, 10, 20 years before they'd even touch anything, right? And they just wanted to put the work in and the grind. And what exercise do I do? What do I eat? This and that other thing. Nowadays, people just want to go, what do I take? What steroids do I take? We are misinformed. It's the grind, man. Pay your dues. Ain't got nothing to do with that other stuff. That's the last thing you want to do up front. It's the consistency, the discipline, nutrition, all that stuff. That's where it's at. It's 90% or more. Other thing, 5-10%. Okay. Does it help? Does it work? Of course. Otherwise, people wouldn't do it. Fair enough. I'm not going to sit there and say that it's a waste of time and money. It doesn't work, because then I'll be lying, right? That journal of medicine that says it doesn't work is a crock of shit. That's why people don't trust doctors a lot of times. That's why I post anabolic doc. I don't post any other doctors, because he's honest and he knows his shit, and he doesn't lie. Okay, you may or may not like what he says. Especially if you think, oh, they don't hurt you. You can take as much as you want. You can mix this and that. He tells it like it is. They can be dangerous. Even in moderation, 2 or 3 might be dangerous, and he explains why. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna say they're safe, they're dangerous, nothing like that. I'm not a doctor, right? I don't know much about them. So you need to consult the experts when it comes to that. I'm an expert on power bodybuilding. I'm an expert on fitness. Okay, I'm not an expert on anything else. So the little stuff, you gotta ask the right people the right questions. So it's been Showtime with Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth,